What's going on, guys? Chance Guy here. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys. I will be breaking down the newly released Battlefield 4 Naval Strike trailer. Now, before we actually hop into the analysis, let's watch the trailer itself.
Marines! There's an enemy carrier out there begging to be destroyed, but remember to also guard the home plate.
Missile away! Heads up! They're coming on the sides! Hostiles on Pearl! They started this war. We will end it. Hit them with everything you got, Marines! Well, they got one more shot at this. Finish this fight now. All units, fall back to the ship. Say it again. All units, fall back. Our defenses have been breached.
Anyone still left, stand your ground. Show these fucking bastards what we're made of. And we're at the bridge.
So I think we can all agree that this trailer looks pretty awesome and it's just got us all hyped up for this DLC. But now let's get down to the tiny little details from this trailer. So this actually revolves around some kind of small storyline with the US attacking the Russian carrier, but then they had to fall back because the Russians were attacking their carrier. So with the first scene, it's just some seagulls again, just like the teaser trailer, so it's not a big deal. Let's move on. Throughout the whole beginning of the trailer, you'll just see the US troops mobilizing from their aircraft carrier by helicopters and boats. It's just very cinematic looking and it just looks pretty damn awesome. Then next we'll see the American and the Russian attack boats fighting each other on the seas, and we can see that in this trailer we're just switching between views in this fight. The map we're looking at right now, I believe, is Naval Strike, and you can see the Lober flying right next to one of those missile objectives in Carrier Assault. It is labeled as Fortification or Objective G. With the next scene, it actually takes place in the same shot as before, but this time it shows an American soldier on one of those buildings firing his AR-160 at some Russian troops. He then runs down across the walkway and takes out a couple more troops. You can also see the missile launcher in the background firing the Tomahawk missile or just some kind of missiles damaging the carriers. Now this shot is just another follow-up shot from the scene before, and it just shows the missile hitting the aircraft carrier. I have to admit, the explosion looks very nice and it kind of reminded me of one of those scripted animations from the single player. With this next scene, it actually shows another map, which is Lost Islands. This is the map with the downed passenger plane. You'll just see the two ripboats chasing after the US engineer, which is on the new hovercraft vehicle, which then shows off the new element of crossing land and water seamlessly. So he gets away from the attack boat when crossing over the little cliff and jumping over onto water. It is pretty cool and I can't wait to do that. And lastly, we can also see another US engineer holding the new SR-2 PDW. Then moving on, we can see the Russian transport helicopter really trying to shoot probably the same hovercraft, which rides up the ramp or the wing of the plane. Then it just quickly switches to the US assault soldier again, holding the AR-160 killing some Russian troops. And lastly, it quickly switches to the US support soldier with his AWS, which he also uses to spray down the Russian soldiers. In this shot, you can see the American A-10 Warhawk do a gun run on some enemy targets. He gets a bit too close to the ground and has to deploy his flares, and the flare effects, as you guys probably know, looks quite nice in Battlefield 4. Then again, we can see the A-10, but this time it's actually flying right next to the F-35. They are both flying towards the enemy aircraft carrier to drop some explosive power and just try to provide cover fire. And I almost forgot, we can see another new map, and this time this is Wavebreaker, the map with the naval base in it. With the Wavebreaker map, you can see the Z-11W scout helicopter chasing some attack boats and just causing some damage around this map. He then later starts chasing the Rippo into the naval base tunnel, which these tunnels really remind me a lot of the Davon Peak tunnels from Battlefield 3, and I just think that when I play this map, it's just going to remind me a lot of those tunnels from Davon Peak and it's going to bring back a lot of those memories. As we get to the end of the tunnel, you can see a dry docked submarine. This is probably my favorite shot because you can see some US and Russian troops fight on the submarine, and later the support structure breaks and we can actually see the levolution of this map. The submarine just drops and it almost crushes 2 US soldiers. This next shot shows off the last new map, Operation Mortar, and this is the map with the abandoned resorts. There are 2 US soldiers walking right out of some kind of old castle doorway and out into the open. And this is the same scene as it was shown in the teaser, but this is longer. You can just really get a grip of how big this map is with the small gunfight, the helicopters flying by, and especially when they zoom out to show off the new map. We then get a new look at the unexpected weapon, the old cannon. Now, this cannon throughout all these years is somehow still able to work, be reloaded, and fired. Now, this is pretty cool to me to see this in DLC. It actually is lucky enough to hit the flying attack helicopter in one shot, but it does have an extremely long travel time and an extremely high bullet velocity as you would expect from a cannon. I just can't wait to get some crazy kills with this cannon. It will just be pretty awesome. In this next shot, it again shows off the missile launching base, firing more missiles at the US carrier, forcing the American troops to fall back because the Russian troops are pair dropping onto it. Then we can see the anti-aircraft turret spin up and try to take out some incoming missiles, as we probably all saw in the teaser trailer too. In this next scene, it again is the same shot as before in the teaser trailer. You can just see the total all-out warfare by the Russian troops with the attack boats and rip boats to try to support the oncoming boarding Russian troops. With this second last shot, you can just really see how the full-on assault will happen in the aircraft carrier. You can just see the Russian troops burst through open doors and just wait until the giant door lifts up to gain access to the MCOMs and the engine room. It is just pretty awesome to see how DICE actually made a very detailed layout for the aircraft carrier, and I just really can't wait to play this because it is pretty awesome to fight inside an aircraft carrier. And lastly, the trailer will end with the gigantic explosion of the US aircraft carrier, probably from the inside out once the Russians destroy the 2 MCOMs. Now anyways, that's it for this trailer breakdown video I have for you guys. Overall, this trailer got me even more excited for Naval Strike. It just looks like a lot of fun. I just really have to give DICE credit for this trailer they have made. It just looks very cinematic and awesome with all the explosions and stuff. We can all expect that from DICE every time because their trailers are always top notch. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll check back to my channel on the 25th to see my full coverage on this DLC. I will have gameplay of all the maps and gameplay of the new game mode, Carrier Assault. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out, guys.